You probably know that Google and Facebook's business model is to save every piece of personal data you give them so they can target you with ads. But you may not know that Google and Facebook have trackers installed in nearly every website. They're also tracking everywhere you go. Every bit of data they collect gets added to the profile they have of you. And even creepier still, your profile also includes every connection they can find, everyone you know, and how you know them. Every new way they prompt you to engage helps them spy on you, intruding more and more into your life, until they know every private message you send, every dollar you spend, everything. There's only one way for Google to go: lower, dirtier, creepier, and more invasive, until they have their grimy fingers in every part of your private life. That's their business model.
So what I was trying to explain is all of Mr. Prager's, the 10 Commandments, all those are available to 98% of YouTube viewers, 98.5, I believe. 1.5% of our viewers have activated, again, this restricted mode. Churches, schools, maybe libraries that don't want to have their viewers exposed to more mature content. The video, I believe the 10 Commandments video, for instance, contains references to murder and I believe potentially Nazism or World War II, something along those lines. There are other videos that have in that category, in the number that you referenced, 56, whatever it is, that may make reference to rape. That's the reason, but they're not censored. They're available to everybody who's using normal YouTube. They are not available to the small subset who have chosen to activate restricted mode.
Senator Hirono.
Thank you. It's very clear that all of these platforms they do remove certain kinds of content. That is not the issue that the chairman is trying to focus upon. And really, the premise of this hearing is not the removal of for example, violent speech, but the premise of this hearing is the targeted removal of conservative speech or content. So, that's what the chair would like to focus us on. And apparently the 10 Commandments video has Nazi imagery, so that may be one of the reasons that it's restricted. Does Google discriminate against conservatives in some way? Do you actually have an algorithm that somehow identifies, I don't know, the world of conservative content? Because you just mentioned that Mr. Prager, who puts a lot of this kind of content on various platforms, he has, 2 million followers, and most of his content is totally available on YouTube. So I find that really amazing that he is here to testify that he's being targeted for content removal. So anyway, does Google discriminate against conservatives, whether on Google search, YouTube, or any other platform?
No, Madam Senator.
Does Google search discriminate against conservative content?
No, Madam Senator. We don't factor political leanings into our algorithms at all.
What role does a user's political party affiliation play in applications of Google's content moderation policies?
We don't know our users' political, it bears no relevance into our algorithmic returns.
You mentioned, obviously you're familiar with Dennis Prager. He is a witness on the second panel, and he has sued Google for alleged censorship of his videos on YouTube. So you're familiar with his organization, PragerU?
I am.
Approximately how many PragerU's videos are available on YouTube?
I don't have the exact number.
Does 672 sound right?
It could be right, yes, ma'am.
How much does PragerU pay to host those videos on YouTube?
I don't believe we charge anything.
How many times have PragerU's videos been viewed on YouTube?
I don't have an exact number for how many views all of them have, but again, I know that he has millions of subscribers.
Well, would it surprise you to learn that PragerU's videos have been viewed nearly 1 billion times on YouTube?
No, it would not.
Have any PragerU's videos been removed from YouTube? Totally removed?
No, ma'am.
So I want to show you a chart. This is a version of a chart Google submitted in the lawsuit by Mr. Prager. It shows the percentage of different organizations' videos that are not available in restrictive mode due to mature content. So it shows that fewer than 23% of previews videos are unavailable in restrictive mode. And this is less than the percentage of videos unavailable in restricted mode from the Huffington Post, Vox.com, The Daily Show, The Young Turks, and other organizations that are generally viewed as liberal. You notice that a lot more of those so-called liberal sites have a higher percentage. So, to your understanding, is this chart, which was submitted under penalty of perjury, accurate?
Yes, Senator.
So if Google's treatment of private use is meant to show Google's anti-conservative bias, Google isn't doing a very good job of it. So to go further, Andy Parker is in the audience and will be a witness on the second panel. Andy's daughter, Allison, as I mentioned, was murdered on live television while conducting an interview in 2015. Footage of that murder can still be found on YouTube today. I understand that when Andy first approached Google about having the footage taken down, Google's response was that Andy himself should identify any videos of the murder and flag them to Google for a takedown. Google is an $800 billion company with nearly 100,000 employees. Why should a father have to search for, watch, and flag videos of his daughter's murder in order to have it removed from YouTube? Why can't Google do this itself?
So, Senator, first of all, let me start by expressing my own and on behalf of Google's, deepest sympathy to Mr. Parker for what he's gone through. And we have indeed engaged with him over the course of time. There are a number of sets of potential concerns with different kinds of videos. So if I can explain, the first are videos that are hoax videos. So there were videos that were put out that essentially tried to make the case that the shooting of his daughter had not happened. Those videos, we violate our policies, and we have indeed taken all of those down. The second set of videos that you're referencing are a variety of videos that may be, for instance, news footage or other things of the shooting. And there are a couple of concerns. One is the question of copyright. In other words, are these videos that are owned potentially by Mr. Parker? I understand there's some evidence of that. If there is, obviously we would seek to respect the copyright holders' desires. But where there are simply news videos that a major news outlet might have put out that would contain sort of portions of the footage, that then becomes sort of part of the corpus that we would generally tend to leave up. So that's, I think, what we're trying to work our way through.
So you have taken down some of this footage, and the ones that you legally can take down.
Yes.
Do you have any of us? Can you give us any idea of how many, whatever the right term is, how many of these individual posts that have been put up that you all take down?
With respect to this video, I don't have the number, but we can happily get back to you on that.
I mean, are we talking about, 100,000 of these?
In general, if you're talking about videos that we take down, I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of videos that seek to get uploaded every day, every week that we take down for violation of our terms one way or another. There are, just to put it in scale, every minute there are 500 hours worth of video that is sought to be uploaded to YouTube. So
are you still taking down these kinds of videos relating
where we find videos, and we deploy machine tools, algorithmic tools to try to capture what is violative of legal restriction or policy, and we do indeed try and take them down based on those tools.
So are you taking action really to do these, or is it only as somebody points out that, there's another video?
No, Senator. I mean, again, given the quantity of video that we have out there, we have to depend upon machines effectively to try and create fingerprints and then spot videos that are violative of our policies, our community guidelines, or others. So we certainly use that as a first instance. We then also do look to members of the community to inform us or point us to things that they also think should be taken down. And when pointed out to us, we have human reviewers look at them and take them down as well where violative.
So when Mr. Parker first came to you, it was more than unfortunate that the message he got from Google is go out there and find all these yourself. That was definitely not a good thing.
Understood.
A good approach for you folks. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Blackburn.
I'm sorry, do we have 7-minute rounds?
We do have 7 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You want to take some more time?
Sure. I thought we were in 5 minutes. Okay. So just this week, we've been able to find more footage on Allison's murder on YouTube. And again, you know, it seems as though vis-a-vis Mr. Parker that Google has infinite resources, near infinite resources. And I would like to know that you are actively taking down on your own volition these videos. And I think I have a screenshot of one of the videos still available on YouTube, and the person who posted the video made no attempt to hide his content. The title is, quote, breaking WDBJ shooting video footage. It's like screaming out there. And the description states a gunman is on the loose after killing 2 broadcast journalists in a shooting that was captured on live television, etc. And then I understand that content moderation can be a difficult task, but it doesn't look like it should be in this case. It's right out there. What possible explanation does Google have for why this video slipped through the cracks and has remained available on YouTube since August of 2015?
Again, I'm not familiar with this specific video that you've got a picture of up there, Senator. It again would depend upon the nature of the video that had been put up. If it was, again, a hoax video of some type, it clearly would transgress our policies and would come down and should come down. If it is news footage that another
let's assume that this is not any of those categories that you can't.
So if it violates, just to be clear, if it violates our policies, it should come down. I wouldn't know why it would be up. If it doesn't violate our policies, obviously that's
so does that in and of itself breaking the shooting footage? Wouldn't that just raise a lot of red flags? Wouldn't it violate?
It would depend really upon the nature of the video. In all honesty, there are sometimes news events that would be things that might be difficult for viewers to watch, but nonetheless would be put out there on major news channels and would be probably appropriately included. But again, I can't really tell from looking at this.
Is it the same screenshot that I'm referring to? So again, this is a screenshot from May 30, 2019. It's pretty recent, showing that Andy Singh flagged this video for Google. It appears that the only thing Google did in response is label the video as adult content and ask users to confirm their age before watching the video. I would think this would be just taken down. And what is Google going to do to ensure that this video and others like it are removed from YouTube quickly and that they don't come back? So why would you allow people to view something like this rather than taking it down?
Again, Senator, it's difficult for me to comment on the specific video without knowing what it is. There will be videos that will be news footage that may be disturbing to people, but nonetheless is legitimate news footage, in which case giving it the appropriate label may be the outcome consistent with our policies. On the other hand, if it violates and transgresses one of our policies, whether it's the policy against hoax videos, whether it's any of the other policies that we might have, we would then look to take it down. So again, difficult for me to say, but we're happy to look into.
Why don't you look into this?
Yeah.
Because I started again, I'm not sure where I am on the time frame here. I think I had about 2 minutes left. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, well, you all are being very nice. Thank you.
Feuer trunken, himmlische dein Heil.